Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of the Final Fantasy Legend. Since the last episode, I transformed my other monster into the Phantom, so... We got two Phantoms, so... It'd be nice to get a better transformation, but I'm not gonna... If I don't get it, it's okay. So, we got some money to spend. We'll buy some agility potions and another strength, so... Agility we want to raise first, because agility determines your hit ability. So if you have low agility, you're not going to be able to hit anything with weapons. So thank you very much. You've made me happy. Alright. Let's leave the village here. And if we come back into the village, the girl will be gone. So I guess she wandered off to the king's castle, to King Armor's castle. So... But yeah, you want to base up your agility first, because that affects your ability to hit things. You can be really, really strong, but if you have no agility, you're not going to hit anything. So, and right now we have just agility-based weapons, so the damage is based on a percentage of, based on each weapon has a multiplier that that's multiplied then by your agility, which determines your damage. So, stronger weapons will have stronger multipliers. Now, eventually you'll want to raise your strength anyway, because strength weapons toward the end of the game have better multipliers than the agility-based weapons. So, your strength-based weapons will deal more damage at the end. So, even if your strength and agility are equal. So, now in this game, it says you can get your agility up to stat 99, but it actually can go up to 255. So they're glad we can help, but we're still entitled to a reward, and we want the king armor, so the king gladly gives us the armor. So now we can equip that armor. We'll put it on Prin here, and it gives us a really massive 12 more defensive points. So Prin, a female human there, is going to be pretty much invincible. Besides giving a massive boost to defense, that armor also has resistances to all the elements, so Prin won't be taking damage from spells, so she'll resist all those elements. So in the Wonder Swan remake of this game, you can't equip the king gear that you get. So yeah, we're gonna end up getting the king's sword and the king's shield as well. Yeah, they won't let you equip them in the remake, but for this game right now, we can use it, so let's take advantage of it. So let's on our way back here, let's stop at the King Shield's place here, and maybe he changed his tune if he sees us with the king armor. Maybe he'll be like, oh cool, here, have my shield too. Nope, he's still refusing to give us the shield. So it looks like we're gonna have to head to the King's Sword's place. King's Sword, we were told, is evil, and he attacks anybody who comes into his castle. So it's a good thing we got the king armor here, because that'll help, obviously, against his attacks. So yeah, King's Sword, he's going to be pretty tough. So especially for our monsters, because right now both of our monsters, while they are pretty strong, in terms of compared to the monsters that we're encountering here, they both have a weakness to fire. So King's Sword can critical both of them and instantly one-shot them. So not necessarily the best monster to have here, but I didn't get the meat that I wanted to change it into a better monster. So, but as I said, one of the good things about the Saga games is that you can save anywhere. So here we go. We are going to change it to another monster here. This is going to be a really good monster. And this is where we can pretty much stop with monsters if we want to. We're going to get some goblin meat, and we're going to change both of those phantoms into geckos. Geckos are pretty strong monsters, but unfortunately they also have a weakness. They have a weakness to cold, so they'll still be vulnerable to the King's Sword. But the next transformation that we can get, it's going to take much more time to get, and for the most part, the Gecko monster is a good enough monster to get you through the rest of World 1. So I'm actually going to keep one of my monsters as the gecko. And then the other monster, I will start working toward getting the second most powerful monster tier in the game on the first world here. So, but just fast forwarded there a whole bunch of fights, so we can get to the fights that we want to. Like I say, we want to get some more goblin meat and transform our phantoms into geckos. So, pretty good monster. Like I said, unfortunately, it has the lizard weakness of cold, but it's okay. We're gonna save before King Armor, so that if, King Sword, so that if it goes bad, well, we'll be able to just reset and restart. So now these guards here, if we talk with them, much like the lizards in the bandit cave, it'll cause a random encounter to attack. Normally it's zombies and were-rats. So it's good for, we're going to want to hunt down some of that meat later on, so they'll be good to fight. So, and speaking of hunting things down, there's a really rare monster coming up, which is only available in one part of the game, the King's Sword's Throne Room. So we're going to hunt that guy down. I'll just fast forward or potentially off-screen it, so we don't want to talk with any of these guards. Now, you don't necessarily have to talk with the guards. You can just, if you walk into them, then it can have that attack happen. So, you must defeat me first if you want my sword. So yeah, he has the King's Sword. It's a strength-based weapon, and like I said, it can hit any elemental weakness that a monster might have. So there's quite a few times when it one-shotted one of my monsters, but we take him down and we get the King's Sword, and much like the King Armor, we can actually use the King's Sword. It's not going to be as good as, we're not going to be able to do as much damage as it was with our Rapier, because our strength is much lower. Prin's strength is much lower than the Rapier, but the good thing with the King's Sword is it has a little dash by it. That means it has no durability. Other weapons have a number after them, and that's their durability counter. When that durability counter hits 0, that weapon breaks and you can't use it anymore. Well, the King's Sword will never break, so. Now, monster abilities and mutant abilities are similar in that way, but they can be restored at an inn. So for right now, I see Prin used her gas ability. If that went down to 0, all we'd have to do was stay at an inn and it would recharge, so. Same thing with monsters, so. Yeah, so one of the good things is, one of the things when you're looking for monsters is, you want to try to get a monster that has a lot of abilities. Like I said, some of those phantoms that we had earlier, they only had 10 uses of chill, so after 10 battles, you know, they're not going to be able to do anything in battle. So, not necessarily good monster, especially for longer dungeons. So that's why the Gecko is pretty good. It has several attacks. It has 3 actual attacks. And here's that Clipper monster. This is the one that is very rare. Can only be found here, so. But yeah, they have a Nail, which is a weak strength-based attack. So for normal monsters, that's good enough. Then they have like a Bite attack, which is a stronger strength-based attack. So that's for like your bosses. And then they have Tail, which is an agility-based attack. So, and they have quite a few of them. So they're a good monster for fighting. A good monster for, you know, long dungeons because they have so many abilities. So. Oh, not a Bite, have a Tusk attack, so. Ooh. So. Like I said, the King's Sword can potentially one-shot the zombie here because it has a weakness to fire. Doesn't necessarily, it won't always work, but like I said, that when it does, it's pretty good, so. And hey, we got a zombie here. We got the meat there and got turned into a red bone, which is an upgraded skeleton, the tier 2 skeleton type monster. So, here we have a fly monster. You see it has an Oakquake X Ice. So most flying monsters will, you'll notice they'll have an O quake. That means that quake spells won't do any damage to them, which makes sense because they're flying, so shaking to the ground ain't gonna hurt them. So, but quake is not a spell that most monsters have, so if you get a monster that has O quake, it's not necessarily a really good ability because very few monsters have the quake ability, so there's much better elemental strengths that you would like to have, so. Nope, don't need that meat. So let's head on down. And we'll wander around a bit, see if we can save our game anywhere. Comes in handy, like I said, when you're running into a boss monster, so. Now I'm just gonna off-screen here, I'm trying to find another monster. So I've just been wandering around here, fighting some monsters, and here we go, the Red Bull. So it's a pretty hard monster, but it has that weakness to ice, so hey, the King's Sword managed to take it out in one hit, so. Let's wander around here, trying to find some more meat. I'm gonna make another monster transformation while we're here. So, if you run and you fail to run, running is not guaranteed. I don't know the formula for running, because even if at the end game, if you come back to this first world in the end game, and your characters are like so maxed out, they can still fail to run, so I don't know how the run formula works, but it's not a guarantee. If you don't run, the monster will just have a free round of combat on you, so. Now, I was talking about max stats earlier. I mentioned it a little bit earlier. Stats only go up to 99 normally, but you can raise them above 99 with some equipments. And also, humans, by drinking the potions, can get their stats up to 255. After 255, it'll roll back over to 1, so you gotta be careful if you are going to exploit that little glitch there, so. Got some abilities there, stealth and foreseen. Stealth means we'll be less likely to, we'll be more likely to ambush enemies. Sometimes we'll ambush enemies and we'll basically get to attack them before they have a round of attack. And then likewise, the enemies can do that to us. So foreseen prevents us from getting ambushed by enemies. Because some enemies will have that ability, the stealth ability. So foreseen will cancel that stealth ability out. So. Alright, well, we've got the King's Sword, we have the King Armor. So I guess it's time for us to go try to get the King's Shield. So yeah, once you have those two items, the King's Sword and the King's Shield, that I guess is the trigger sequence for the shield being available. So we want to head back to the Castle Shield. And luckily the Castle Shield is right next to the town of Hero. And that's where we're going to eventually want to put those items once we get all of them onto the statue. And spoiler, that will open up the door that allows us to proceed up into the tower. So, our monster here, the mantis there, has a honey ability which restores hit points, which is good. If you have a cure ability like honey, what you can do is you can use it to heal your characters to max or as close as max as possible. Stay at an inn, and the inn will be cheap. Because remember, inn only cares about your hit points. So the king is dead. How nice! You've arrived just in time. Now I can frame you for the king's murder. And the steward sics some monsters on us. So. You see, we have that stealth ability now. So what we have we're able to attack these monsters before they get a round of combat in. So, now I see the steward. He ran away, and he ran into that wall. So yeah, there's a secret passageway in that wall. We walk through the wall like Zelda, like in Link did in The Legend of Zelda, and we find the steward. You just talk with him. Wait, do you want money? I'll give you anything, even the shield. And here's the shield. As you can see, his stats are pathetic, but doesn't matter because his weapon, the Colt, doesn't matter with stats. So, for the most part, it's another one of those fixed ranged weapons. So, however, strength does affect the hit percentage of those things. I guess they figure, you know, like like in real life, a gun has recoil. So if you're strong enough to, you know, prevent that recoil, you're gonna be more accurate. So yeah, we used the honey to heal our hit points. So now we can just go to the inn and stay there for free. We're gonna have to de-equip all the king armor, which I did, and that's why I kept that gold armor, so I can give it back to Prin. Now I'm just gonna buy a whole bunch of agility potions for Prin, my human Prin, and boosting her agility as much as possible. So, because once you put all the king's gear on the statue, that's gonna usher in the first fiend fight. So we want to build up our stats as much as possible. So it's important that we get the king, all the things back onto the king, because like that one person in this town said, once the statue was complete, free entry was available to anybody into the tower. So, and obviously we want to head up the tower because we were told that paradise awaits us at the top of the tower. So let's just make a save here, because like I said, we're going to be doing a little kind of glitch, not necessarily what the game people intended. So we just go into our item menu, and we're just going to go to the front of the statue. Something is missing from the statue. And if we use all the items, just select it twice. And what will end up happening is we'll get the sphere, the black sphere, and we can use the black sphere then to unlock the seal. So here's another who has the 3 items, and here's our first fiend, Genbu, the black turtle. All the fiends are based on Chinese constellations, but they're given Japanese names, which makes sense because you know, this game was made in Japan. So Genbu, like I said, represents the black turtle, and he's kind of a poison elemental enemy, so he's not too hard. We take him out, and once we defeat him, we get a lot of gold, and we're able to proceed into the tower. But we're not going to do that, so we'll see what we'll do on our next episode. So take care, have a good one, see you then. Bye!